Alright, so I started to do the seam sealing. It's just like the first coat, because there's, a few spots I need to go over. But yeah, so we got that done. I got that done anyway. It's not terrible. It's my first time ever again doing this stuff, so have it all seam sealed up. And I forgot I didn't put this little piece in here, so I didn't seam seal none of that. Yeah, I still need to grind that and then put that piece in. So I did everything but that. But nonetheless, it'll be ready to coat here soon. So I'm just gonna recoat the whole inside, kind of like this was done. I'm just gonna do it all, and then once I get this done, I can start on the bottom. Oop. Because I'm gonna clean all this, go over everything, clean it. I'll probably actually bring it out here in the driveway, and then yeah, see, get rid of all that little surface rust stuff. Get that all cleaned up, get rid of that surface rust, and then coat the whole bottom also. So once I get the bottom coated, then it's nothing from there on. I can set the body back on the frame, get her all bolted down with all the new body mount. Oh, I still gotta order body bolts. Shoot. Hopefully go pick up this Power Glide in the next day or two in Chicago, maybe. We'll see. As long as that all goes good, we'll have a transmission. But I don't know. Just one more thing down. Like I said, even an hour a day, man. That shit. This stuff will start going by quick. Start knocking small things out one after another. But I'll be happy once I kind of have everything resealed up, like this one spot. No, I'll reattach these supports for the trunk hinge. Both of those, I'll get those re-supported, and then the seat. I think those are just done for the seat little supports. I'll weld this one back to it. This one's seat support, but I don't know. There really ain't no point. I might even just do a rear seat delete on it. That or I'll have a little bitty, maybe a Trans Am seat might fit in there. A little bitty old Trans Am seat. And then I can come off the wheel well with like an armrest deal. Like weld an armrest coming off of that and kind of, I don't know. Just trying to think about something I can do. That way people can still sit in the back. But we'll figure it out as we go. Like I said, this is all new to me, so again, I got that all coated up. One good coat so far. Got it all pretty much sealed in, so at least you won't get too much tire smoke back here. Tire smoke's gonna find its way in, but it won't be that bad. It won't be like as soon as you start doing a burnout, it just floods inside the car with smoke. But just one thing, one step closer. But I am gonna go over a few spots and stuff here and there. Oh, and then I need to show this because that's not very pretty. So I got that all seamed up, but see this gap right here, this big old ugly gap. So I'm either gonna take a marker, put a nice line up it, and cut a square or like a long rectangle out, and put a piece of metal in there, tack weld it off, or I'm just gonna put a piece of metal over it and weld that in. Even though I think it'll be better if I actually cut the piece out. But so that's how that side looks. It's not terrible, but again, I'm gonna go over it all with another coat. But yeah, so that's like the biggest part where there's like an air gap now, because that's horrible. That's where I cut the trunk pan too far over before I even put it in the freaking car, so learn not to do that. But nonetheless, it'll be alright. A million times better. Oh damn, I didn't even realize I still need to finish welding that up, and then I can do that seam too. So maybe I'll do that today. Maybe, yeah, maybe I'll get that knocked out real quick. I'll, since I have gas, I'll go over all these little spot welds and get that all finished up. And then I'll seam seal that too. As always, I appreciate you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you want to see next. Or what I'm doing right, what I'm doing wrong. Just a little bit of feedback goes a long way. But happy Memorial Day. Alright, so we're going to work on Sam's car a little bit. So this floorboard is pretty nasty. It's rusted all out. But this is solid. That's solid, so I'm going to cut it up here and come over and then down. Cut a nice square out. I'm gonna get the other sheet ready first so I can match it all up and get this cut out, get the other piece tacked in here, and then she can at least have a floor. We just had a carpet over, or we just had that mat over it, I mean, at first, just so she can drive it. But I'll get a few measurements and then I'll just kind of stick a piece of metal over it and go from there. Oh man, I got seam sealer in my hair. Cool. But yeah, we'll be back in a second. So we pretty much got all the old rust cut out. So it's pretty bad. I think I'm gonna cut this section out too. So I'm gonna come over down to there, meet up with that. That out of there, because this is solid. I think the part that rusted was like the overlap. But oh, now there'll actually be a floorboard in here in about an hour or two, so nothing to it. Alright, so far I got a little bit more of this cut out. And what I did was I bent a piece of metal. So I pretty much bent a piece of metal. And I'm going to have that to fit exactly in there. Then I'll just start tacking down the side. I still have to cut some of this. But nonetheless, should be, it'll be something like that once I don't know, once I get a little bit farther, but I'll take a better video in a second. Alright, so welcome back. So it's getting a little late, but I got a little bit of this stuff done. That gap is a little bit bigger than I like it to be, so it's making it a little hard to weld. And then that spot right there. But other than that, it's not terrible. I mean, it's definitely solid now. Whenever I get done, I can grind it all down, and you'll never really know, except for it won't have these grooves in it, which kind of makes the metal stronger. So Maybe I'll get on the bottle and I'll weld like a C channel to the bottom, like 2 C channels to make it like a little stronger. But I mean, honestly, it's pretty good though. It's not really gonna need anything like that. And then here I'm gonna come over with a piece of metal. I think I'm just gonna overlap this, overlap it up to here, and then put a bunch of little holes on the other side for here and then here, and then just have a nice little strip going down it, because getting it to fit up next to this and next to this and then there and then next to that, it's gonna be kind of pointless whenever all their factory metals overlapped each other anyways. Like that overlapped this and then that overlapped this and then, you know, so, and again this overlapped this. So I don't think if I overlap that, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be no big deal. I should have just, honestly, this is what I would recommend you guys to do. Instead of trying to get it all to fit, I would mark around where you have it, and then I would come like a 1/2 inch on the inside around the whole thing, which I couldn't necessarily do because I didn't have a big enough piece of metal. This was the biggest piece of metal I had, so there's that. But yeah, then I would put the circle, you know, a bunch of holes in it for all the spot weld holes, and then just spot weld it all in. And then but before that, I do recommend trying to use some weld through primer. I tried to buy some, they didn't have none, so I guess I'm just gonna have to order some from Amazon or something. But I wanted to get something done while I was waiting on my car on this stuff to dry. So I started doing the seam sealer on my car, and getting that stuff all nice and sealed up. Nonetheless, it's starting to turn out pretty well, I think, anyways. Yeah, just a quick update on the cars. Appreciate you guys for watching, as always. Oh, I didn't even show, but I ended up changing the door locks and the column. Got all that stuff done. So whenever we bought it, I guess somebody attempted to steal it or something. So the door lock was messed up and the column was broke down. So it is a gray column, but it'll work for now. And I gave her my back seats and all that stuff out of this car because it's all burgundy. So she's got some nice back seats and everything for this car. Now, we found a set of seats on there for like $250. So I'll probably try to talk them down a little bit and then let's go pick up those seats for now. There's some 60/40s, but I mean, that's better than this. So we're just using TJ seat out of his Regal for now. But yeah, I know we want to give him back his seat in the next week. So I'm going to go pick up her seats. And like I said, I got to go pick up my, hopefully, if the guy didn't sell it, go pick up my Power Glide from the guy in Chicago in the next day or two. But we'll see. Appreciate y'all. Like I said, just a quick update. But it's definitely, it's in there. It ain't going nowhere, that's for sure. Alright, I'll quit rambling on. That's what I'm best at. Alright, so this is about where we're at for now. I really didn't want to do it like this with this extra piece. It's kind of like overlapping this one. But, and at least I was going to come up and go straight over. But we didn't have, kind of running low on metal here. So I'm going to have to go and grab some more metal. But nonetheless, it's like, it's solid as hell. It like feels more solid than everything else. Now that little spot, I'm going to put a little piece of metal in there. But I'm getting a little low on gas. So I think this will be good enough to seam seal after I get that taken care of. I'll seam seal the top, seam seal the bottom. And yeah, I mean, at least she won't be Flintstoning anymore, you know? So, it's definitely a lot more solid. I mean, she's got other things to worry about anyways. But I want her to at least be able to drive this thing. So again, it was pretty bad. Like the floor mat was ready to fall through the floor. So yep, just a quick little update. I might throw this video on YouTube real quick for you to check out. Like I said, if I was to do it again, I would have made this underneath it come up to about an inch on the inside all the way around, and I would have just set this piece. I would have bent it like I did, bend it up, and then bend that corner up, put it where you needed it. But I would have had a lip, and I would have did like I did here. See, this one I didn't even, there was a big old gap right here under it, so figured no point of trying to weld that little spot weld. But yeah, so I would just spot weld all the way around it, set it on top, spot weld around it. But make sure you use the etching primer that you can weld through, you know, so that it's not gonna be trying to rust underneath in between the two panels. And like I said, I did have that little gap, but I ended up like slowly like stitch welding that thing all the way up. So, but I'm happy with it, I guess. I'm sure she'll be happy. Well, we can once I get this a little bit done and then seam seal everything, and we can move on to something else in the car. And I wouldn't offer this service to someone for their like a repair on someone's car. I would make them go and buy the actual floorboard. But for our own stuff, you know, it's fine. We'll be alright. Alrighty, on to the next thing. Appreciate you. And like I said, let me know what I should or shouldn't do. Maybe if you guys have a better way of doing things, just let me know. You know, right down there in the bottom, what I should or shouldn't do. If you guys want to keep seeing more stuff like this, or maybe not like this, but if you guys want to keep seeing content, then just let me know and subscribe, or, you know, tell me what you guys would like to see or what I should do better. Alright, I'm getting off here. Thanks.